Welcome to Wotdamage, the channel where gameplay meets analysis, and every decision is part of the bigger plan. Today, we take a closer look at a clinical performance with the Strv 103B on Westfield. Encounter mode, a match defined not by chaos, but by control, with 10,000 damage dealt and 9 eliminations. This battle is a lesson in positioning, patience, and precise fire discipline. If you're here to understand not just what happened, but why it worked, you're in the right place. Let's break it down. This battle takes place on Westfield, one of the most terrain dynamic maps in the game, and it's set in encounter mode, which means there's only one base, centrally located near the Bridge Valley. That changes how the map plays significantly. It's less about static flanks and more about dynamic pressure and elevation control. Our featured player is rolling out the Strv 103B, a Swedish tier 10 tank destroyer known for its siege mode, extreme accuracy and concealment, but also its reliance on positioning and timing. From the start, the team comp shows a fairly balanced mix of heavies and mediums on both sides. But what's notable is the absence of strong light tanks, which gives the Strv an opening. With fewer scouts on the field, the 103B has more room to create vision denial zones and hold lanes undetected. The enemy team is aggressive, but disorganized, pushing across the northern ridge and committing early in the south. What follows is not just a fight, it's a methodical dissection. A game where one tank, in the right hands and in the right position, controls not just a flank, but the tempo of the entire battle. Let's move into the breakdown and watch how it unfolds. Moment by moment, the Strv 103B is a specialist, not a brawler, not a generalist. To use it effectively, you must know exactly what it excels at and where it collapses. Let's start with the strengths. First, accuracy and gun handling. Once in siege mode, this tank boasts near-perfect dispersion values. Snapshots become calculated strikes. Tracking shots, cupola hits, pixel snipes, they're not luck. They're reliable tools in the Strv's arsenal. Second, camouflage. The 103B has some of the highest camouflage values at Tier X, especially when stationary in a bush with a camo-trained crew. Combine that with a good forward position, and it can deal thousands of damage without ever being seen. Third, gun depression and firing angles. With siege mode engaged, the 103B can use even shallow ridges to full effect, minimizing exposure while maximizing firepower. This makes it ideal for maps like Westfield, where elevation and terrain create natural firing platforms. Now, the weaknesses. First, mobility while in siege mode. Once deployed, you're static. If the line shifts or you're flanked, you're in trouble. Relocation takes time, and bad timing often means death. Second, lack of a turret. This forces you to commit to specific firing arcs. If the enemy pushes from a different angle or outflanks your lane, you can't react quickly. You need map awareness and support to compensate. Third, poor armor in close quarters. While the sloped armor can cause bounces at range, at close range or when flanked, you're extremely vulnerable. Heavies, mediums, even lights, if they get close, they can finish the job quickly. In short, the Strv 103B is a sniper, a ghost, a punisher of overextension. But if you play it like a traditional TD or worse, a frontline tank, you'll fall apart instantly. Know where to go, know when to fight, and most importantly, know when to leave. To get the most out of the Strv 103B, your setup should enhance what it does best: accuracy, concealment, and vision control. This tank is all about striking before you're seen and surviving by never getting spotted. Let's start with the equipment. For a high-tier performance build, these are the 3 primary choices. Improved ventilation boosts all crew skills, improving camo, aim time, and view range. Low noise exhaust system greatly increases the tank's already strong. Camouflage values. Binocular telescope. Since you'll often be stationary in siege mode, This gives a major boost to your view range and helps you outspot enemies even in passive bushes. Alternative setups can include turbocharger if you want faster repositioning, or improved aiming, unit to reduce dispersion even further. But these are more situational and map-dependent. Now, on to the crew skills. You only have 3 crew members: commander, gunner, and driver, which means every skill matters. All crew members start with camouflage. This is non-negotiable. Max camo equals survival. 6th sense on the commander for obvious reasons. Recon commander improves view range. Situational awareness gunner also helps with vision control. Snapshot gunner and smooth ride driver reduce bloom on movement if firing between siege transitions. Clutch braking driver improves traverse speed, useful for aiming adjustments without turret rotation. Brothers in arms, once core skills are in place, this team skill gives a bonus to all crew stats. With this setup, the Strv 103B becomes what it was meant to be: an invisible firing platform, a battlefield ghost, a sharpshooter that punishes. Mistakes from across the map without the right equipment doesn't make the tank invincible, but it makes it consistent, and at Tier X, consistency wins battles. The Strv 103B is a sniper tank destroyer that relies on stealth, precision, and smart positioning. To play it effectively, focus on these key principles. Use terrain and bush to stay hidden while covering open lanes. Your camouflage values are among the best in the game. Take advantage of them. Deploy siege mode carefully. Only activate it when you're safe and ready to engage. Moving while in siege mode is slow and risky, so always have a fallback plan. Avoid frontline fighting. You don't have a turret or strong armor. Always stay at long range, behind allies, and in positions that allow retreat if needed. Control vision. Don't rush damage. Use your excellent view range to spot enemies and punish them from distance. Let others light targets for you when possible. Relocate when necessary. If your position becomes weak or overrun, retreat early. This tank has no chance in close-range duels or flanking situations. With the Strv 103B, success comes not from aggression, but from discipline, awareness, and perfect timing. Common mistakes to avoid: Strv 103B. Deploying siege mode too early locks you in place before the situation is clear. Playing too close to the front line gives no turret and weak armor, making easy to destroy. Firing without proper camouflage gives shooting outside bush equals instant detection. Ignoring minimap and flank collapse gives staying too long on a lost flank equals no escape. Overestimating your invisibility gives good scouts in high view range can still spot you. And that brings us to the end of today's battle analysis. The Strv 103B, when used with discipline and precision, becomes a true long-range predator, punishing mistakes from distance while remaining unseen. It's not about rushing forward. It's about controlling space, knowing the map, and waiting for the perfect shot. If you found this breakdown helpful, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel Wotdamage for more tactical insights and high-level gameplay. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay sharp, stay hidden, and see you on the battlefield.